welcome to RotoWire Fantasy Hockey Quick Hits, where I'll run you through all the latest news around the NHL ahead of tonight's DFS slate. The biggest news, obviously, being that the Capitals and Flyers will not be playing tonight due to some COVID concerns within the Philadelphia organization. So, obviously, if you set your lineups early and we're hoping not to have to go back, you're going to want to make sure to get those guys out of there right away. We also have Luke Kunin for the Nashville Predators will play tonight. Obviously, he is no Ryan Johansson, but having anybody back that could fill a top six role is certainly important for the Predators as they try and figure out what to do without their number one center. Speaking of top centers in the league, Pierre-Luc Dubois will finally make his debut for the Winnipeg Jets tonight. He's expected to take on what is listed as a third line role, but he'll be playing with Kyle Connor. They've really shuffled the deck here in Winnipeg with his addition, and they've gone with kind of two pairings of what I would consider top guys on each of the first three lines. So while he is listed as the third line center, playing with Kyle Connor is certainly not a third line caliber player, that's for sure. Andreas Athanasiou for the Kings, he remains in the COVID protocols, so he will not be available for them tonight. They're starting to get pretty thin, as Martin Frk is also expected to miss some time. In Columbus, Mikko Koivu announced his retirement today, citing his inability to play at a high level any further. I think this really makes the addition of Roslovic that much more important to that trade. Although at this point, wouldn't you rather have Pierre-Luc Dubois when you're getting pretty thin at center? I guess that's my personal opinion on the trade there. In Vegas, Alex Pietrangelo remains unavailable for them, which means Shea Theodore will continue to carry the load in terms of the top defenseman and number one power play unit. So his value is certainly through the roof there. Tyler Bertuzzi in Detroit was expected to miss between 4 or 6 games. He's already missed 4, and now he won't be traveling with the team. So that's going to be 3 more games on the sidelines. In terms of your goalies tonight, we've got a number of interesting matchups here. It'll start with Thomas Greiss going for Detroit. He's coming off that first win as a Red Wing, which took a little bit of time for him to get there. He'll face Sergei Bobrovsky, who's really struggled and honestly been outplayed at this point by Chris Driedger. It'll be Mikko Koskinen for the Oilers tonight. Not surprising considering Mike Smith went last night. No confirmation out of Ottawa, but again, these two teams faced off last night, so we expect it'll be Marcus Hogberg rather than Matt Murray playing both sides of a back-to-back. Similarly, Andrei Vasilevsky was given the night off in the second game of the back-to-back, and so while Tampa hasn't confirmed their netminder at this point, we certainly expect that Vasil will get the start. On the flip side, we're projecting Pekka Rinne right now to go for the Predators, but again, no confirmation yet out of Nashville. Anticipation is Kevin Lankinen will continue to serve as the number one for Chicago. But whoever goes for the Hawks will face Jake Ottinger, who has played himself into another start tonight. If you recall, for their most recent game, Kudoman was suspended basically for showing up late to practice, sleeping through his alarm. So they went with Ottinger instead on Sunday, and they will stick with him moving forward tonight. We anticipated it'll be Connor Hellebuyck for the Jets. No reason to think it won't be. And he will face off with Jacob Markstrom for the Flames, who's been a heavy workload guy. He's only gotten 2 nights off in favor of David Rittich. In San Jose, it'll be Marty Jones in the crease, really not getting quality net minding out of either Jones or Dubnyk. The only difference is they at least have some wins with Marty Jones in between the pipes. He will likely face off with Jonathan Quick. Jack Campbell had been playing his way into more of a role, but he's had a couple of rough outings, so don't be surprised to see Quick, restaking his claim as the number one guy there. Anticipation is John Gibson tonight for Anaheim. And then the Golden Knights will continue their rotation, and they will have Marc-Andre Fleury starting for them tonight. This has been your RotoWire Fantasy Hockey Quick Hits.
Please like our video and subscribe to RotoWire. Then go to rotowire.com/pod for a free 10-day trial.